and the member of the Toastmasters. Okay. So good morning, Gabbies, and all the fellow Toastmasters and guests. I welcome you all to the 124th meeting of the Gabby's Toastmaster. My name is Utkarsha, and I'm your SA for today. So before starting off our meeting, there are a few key highlight points. The first, your audio should be on and video should be off. Your audio should be off and video should be on. Your audio should be on only when you are need to speak or called to speak. Re Regarding the topics of sex, religion, and politics, though International Toastmaster does not put any restrictions on it, but please be mindful while expressing your views on such sensitive topics. As a club, we practice diversity, and inclusion in letters and in spirit. So please refrain yourself from using any undertone that will create hostility or discomfort for any member or any guest. So now, please help me welcoming our presiding officer for today's meeting. She is working as an analytic manager with Jessie Penny and having a 12 years of retail experience, who loves spending time with her little daughter and who enjoys traveling, yoga, and reading non-fiction books. She's also my mentor, and she's the one I always trouble. She's none other than a Toastmaster Dolly. Over to you, Toastmaster Dolly.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Utkarsha. I really appreciate and admire your zeal and commitment, and proud to have you as my mentee. Very good morning to all the fellow Toastmasters and guests. I do not see many now as of now. So it's an absolute pleasure to be presiding over the meeting number 124 of the Gabbys Toastmaster Club. For the benefit of non-Toastmaster guests, I would like to mention that Toastmaster is a place where people come together and overcome their glossophobia. And also it helps to enhance your communication skills. And if you want to build on your networking skills and create a network, it also helps with that. Overall, it provides a very supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop, like I said, communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. I can personally completely vouch for it because I've experienced the impact. So we at Toastmasters are proud to carry forward this 100-year-old legacy, which has spanned over 149 countries. My personal favorite about this forum is it's a very safe space to learn, unlearn, and relearn. So there's absolutely no judgment. With that, I would like to welcome if do we have any guests today joining us? Okay, I do not see any as of now. So maybe by the end of the meeting, if we have any, we can back to that. Moving on, I have few announcements to make today. I'd like to congratulate Toastmaster Neha for completing level 2 in presentation mastery. We really can't wait to see you complete the next few milestones, Neha. Congratulations again. Moving on, please join me welcoming our 4 new members to the Gabbys family. Toastmaster Pranav. So Pranav has been working as an analyst in a fintech company in Bangalore. Then we have Nitesh working as a senior engineer at Target. Then we have Ganesh Kumar working as civil engineer in one of the private companies. Then Pavan Kumar, Toastmaster Pavan Kumar comes with 10 years of experience in IT industry, working for Target as the lead engineer. A very warm welcome to all the new additions to the Gabbys family. We are really elated to have you all here. With that, I would like to congratulate all the members for the second membership building award in the program year 2022 to 23. That is Talk Up Toastmaster Award for adding 5 new members between Feb March. This is we get eligible for this award if we add 5 members between Feb 1st to March 31st. So it's a global Talk Up Toastmaster Award, and this is the second global membership building award we win after Medleys. So second consecutive year. Now I call this meeting to order. It's time to introduce the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Chaitanya. So Toastmaster Chaitanya is a software engineer working in Bangalore. His interests include music, cooking, sports, trekking, traveling, playing adventurous sports such as rafting, paragliding, and he says the list goes on. He's keen towards learning new things and to do something which has an impact. So there are a lot of common things I see between him and me. And the theme for today is World of Colors. Of course, who doesn't like colors? And my favorite color is red. And when it comes to holy colors, I'm an exception. I really do not like to play with the holy colors. But are you all ready to explore the world of colors with our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Chaitanya? Please put your hands together for Toastmaster Chaitanya. Over to you.
Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, Gabbys. Thank you, Presiding Officer Toastmaster Dolly, for such a warm welcome. Good morning, Gabbys, and all the members and I welcome you all to the 124th meeting at the Gabbys Toastmaster Club. So before we start, I need 3 to 4 volunteers. I need to play a game with you guys. So do I have any volunteers? Anyone, please?
No, Chaitanya, I want to do.
You want to do it? Okay, then you have to switch on your camera. That's nice. Any more?
I say Utkarshna also.
Yeah, I can also volunteer.
Okay, so there are 3 volunteers. Okay, so we'll go on with that. So I want you guys to unmute yourselves, and I'll close your eyes. I'll tell a word. You have to tell me what color do you see with your closed eyes. Okay, so are you ready, guys? Utkarsha, you too. Okay. Happy.
Yellow.
Yeah, yellow color.
Okay. Hungry.
Hello.
Sorry.
Red color.
Okay. Peace.
White.
Green.
Okay. Warm.
Yellow color again.
Again. Sophistication or sophisticated.
As blue. Black.
Blue, yeah, blue maybe.
Okay. So these shades are somewhere, they lie down in a similar range. So what do we learn from this experiment? Any guesses?
Every color has a feeling attached to it, or
Yes,
yeah.
Close to it. So we learn that we associate most of the things with colors, and a huge part of our lives revolves around it. Okay, our emotions, our psychology, and whatnot, everything is associated with colors. You would have heard people saying the sunset in Bali is so beautiful. Sunset happens everywhere, but the one in Bali is more beautiful. Why? Because the colors are more vibrant. Even as children, we used to draw and color. Some you do it now as well. I have a proof of it too. I do it now, and it's not that good. This is a bottle of rum that I had painted. It looks pathetic, but it looked prettier when it was full. For me, at least. So we were talking about how we associate ourselves with colors. Some colors are common, like we saw in this previous experiment right now, where all of us named similar colors or colors in the similar range. These are based on the experience we built on while we grow up. So let's say someone who experienced peace while looking at the sky or at the beach, he would associate light blue color with peace. Or maybe if someone witnessed an accident and he saw a yellow flashlight just before that, and then he saw someone injured, so he would associate the yellow color with danger maybe. But that is based on experience. Most of the colors are somewhere common for all of us. This psychology is used everywhere, from the color coding of our apps in our mobile phones to the walls of our houses to the ads that we see around us. Anything that needs to be catchy is colored in bright. Even in eateries, I hope you all have been to McDonald's or KFC's. You had seen the walls painted in color of orange or shades near to that. Okay, and that represents hunger. So once you see this, our brain would play a tiny trick, triggering us to, and it would tell us that we are hungry, even though we are not, and we'll end up buying something from there. So that's a marketing trick as well. Also, tell me this. How would you perceive a person wearing bright colored and multicolored clothes and someone who is using neutral colors or dark shades? Anyone?
Oh, can I?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So I feel somebody who wears bright colors, they are more lively and they are more joyful.
Mm-hmm.
That demonstrates from their color choice. And somebody who wear neutral colors are more subtle. They are joyful, but then they are in a much subtle. Their nature is very subtle. That's what I feel.
Yes. So you would find yourself to be more approachable to a person who is wearing very bright colors, and would find someone a bit superior who is wearing neutral colors, right? So we do make a judgment of people on the basis of what they are wearing in our subconscious minds, isn't it? So there are lot more things around color. We'll speak about it again, but before that, let's move on to the part for which we have gathered today. Before that, allow me to explain you the structure of meeting. We will have a prepared speech section in which there will be 3 speeches, each of which will be 5 to 7 minutes, post which there will be an evaluation sections where evaluators will provide their insights and feedback about the speech. After this, we will have a fun round of table topics where members and guests would get a chance to present their views on impromptu topics. After these 3 sections are done, we will have a round of general evaluation, for which our general evaluator for today is none other than distinguished Toastmaster Saurabh Datta. Let me introduce DTM Saurabh Datta to you. DTM Saurabh has had successful stints for more than 2 decades with HP, Target, JCPenney, and ICBI. Distinguished Toastmaster Saurabh Datta is Division Director, Division B, Director 92. He is also VP membership of the Gabbys Toastmaster Club. I now request DTM Saurabh Datta to take over and introduce his Taggle team to us.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Chaitanya. And as the general evaluator for today, my job is to make observations and also share my learnings from this meeting in terms of what went well and what could have been better. including things that happened before the meeting and up to the conclusion of this meeting. For doing that, I have a team with me, and my team today consists of the timer, and the timer's role today is being played by Toastmaster Amit Gupta. Amit is a business analyst at JCPenney. He's a fitness enthusiast who likes cycling, swimming, and running. Over to you, Amit, to explain your role and also show the timing counts.
Sure. Thank you, General Liberator Saurabh. So today I'm timer, and as a timer, my responsibility is to note down the time taken by the like the all. So we have like the in the like the first one. There are 5 to 7 minutes, like the where I will be showing a green card at 5 minutes and yellow card at 6 minutes. At 7 minutes, I will be showing red card. In the second section, the time given is 2 to 3 minutes. So at 2 minutes, I will be showing green card. At 2.5 minutes, yellow card, and at 3 minutes, red card. For table topics section, 2 minutes is given. So at 1 minute, I will be showing green card, and 1.5 minutes, yellow card, and 2 minutes, red card. So on top of that, you will get 30 seconds of grace time. So you have to make sure like you complete all your speech in that given time to qualify. I will show you the demo here, how I'm going to show that. So this is the green card I will be showing, and then yellow card, and then red card. I hope it is visible to all. Thank you, and back to you, General Liberator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amit. Let me move on to the next role taker in my Taggle team today, and that would be Toastmaster Karthik Venugopal, who's taking up the role of the R counter today. Karthik works as a software engineer in Bangalore, who always strives to be the best version of himself. He's a fitness freak, crazy about movies, loves music, and is now also trying his hand at dancing. So over to you, Toastmaster Karthik, to explain your role.
Thank you, General Liberator Saurav Datta. A warm welcome to Toastmasters and guests. So today I'm R counter, and the purpose of R counter is to count and keenly observe all the speakers using crutch words such as and filler words, well, and okay, so, like, and also repetitive words. And also I'll be counting long and short pauses. At the end of meeting, I will provide the report on usage of such expressions or by called upon General Evaluator. I will give it back to you, General Evaluator.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Karthik. And let me now invite our grammarian for today. And our grammarian for today is Toastmaster Ayush Goel. He is from Jaipur, currently living in Hyderabad. He works as a business analyst in a startup. His hobbies include reading, writing, watching movies, dancing, and exploring new places. And he is one of the biggest and the most passionate brand ambassadors of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ayush, for taking up the grammarian role. Can you please explain your role as the grammarian and also introduce us to the word of the day?
Thank you, General Evaluator. As a grammarian, I would be taking note of the grammatical usage during the meeting. I would be noting down good usages of the English language, which may include good words, good sentences, idioms, proverbs, as well as literary devices that are used. Along with this, I would also note whenever the incorrect use grammar is used in an incorrect way, and would notify the same at the end of the meeting. Now, the word of the day is zippy, Zippy. The meaning is bright, energetic, and lively. A usage can be the zippy young girl has a lot of energy and loves physical activities, so she participates in a lot of sports. Some synonyms can be speedy, sprightly, animated, active. Antonyms are inactive and lethargic. I would also be posting the word of the day and the meaning and usage in the chat. And I would urge all of you, all the role takers and speakers, to use it. I will come at the end of the meeting to present the report. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ayush. And finally, the listener for today, our listener initially was Toastmaster Shilpa, but then she had some medical emergency. So we have someone else taking up the listener role today, and that is our presiding officer, Toastmaster Dolly Krishnappa. 15 years of experience in the retail industry and works for JCPenney as an analytics manager. Dolly and I have worked together in JCPenney, so I can say she's a fabulous, absolutely fabulous leader. She loves to spend time with her 6-year-old daughter and enjoys traveling, yoga, and reading non-fiction books. She's also the treasurer of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. Toastmaster Dolly, please explain your role as the listener.
Thank you, General Evaluator Saurav. Being a good listener is as important as being a good speaker. As the listener, I will note interesting tidbits of information from any of the speakers and ask questions near the end of the meeting to see if everyone was paying attention. Back to you, General Evaluator Saurav.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dolly. And with this, I would hand over the stage back to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Chaitanya Prasad. I will be back towards the end of the meeting with my general evaluation team when invited by the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, General Evaluator Saurabh, for introducing your Taggle team to us. Before we proceed, I see many black boxes with their names written on it. I request all of you guys to switch on your camera. Since we are trying to explore the world of colors today, I would love to see your colorful faces. Thank you. The people who are not on camera till now, I request them as well. You know, I can ask the Zoom masters to switch on your cameras, right? I'm joking, I wouldn't, but I could if I wanted to. Okay, so let's move on to the prepared speech sections for which you all have been waiting for. Before calling upon the first speaker and evaluator, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Syed Bade Sahab, who will be evaluating our first evaluator. Let me introduce Toastmaster Syed Bade Sahab. Toastmaster Syed is an engineer and management professional in automotive industry. He is a Toastmaster from last 2 years, a passionate learner who likes reading, traveling, gymming, and sports. Toastmaster Syed, I kindly request you to state the purpose of your target evaluator.
Good morning. So Toastmaster Utkarsha will be evaluating speaker 1, and as a part of this project, she will deliver an engaging and constructive evaluation to the speaker 1. The purpose of this project is to practice applying feedback and also serve as a speech evaluator during club meetings. All the best.
Thank you, Toastmaster Syed. I would now like to call upon our first evaluator, Toastmaster Utkarsha, who is an aircraft maintenance graduate residing in Amravati, Maharashtra. Her hobbies include traveling, reading, and cooking. I kindly request Toastmaster Utkarsha to state the purpose of speech of your target speaker.
Thank you, Toyomori. My target speaker is attempting his level 1 project 2, that is writing a speech with a purpose. And the purpose of this project is to learn or review the basic methods for writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present it in a well-organized manner in any topic. And yeah, all the best.
Thank you, Toastmaster Utkarsha, for explaining us the purpose of speech of your target speaker. I now call upon our first speaker of the day, Toastmaster Ankit Tyagi. Toastmaster Ankit is working as an associate director in IQVIA in Bangalore, a regulatory specialist by profession and pharmacist by education with 13 years of experience. He enjoys swimming and cooking in his leisure time. My emotional battle with procrastination, Toastmaster Ankit. Toastmaster Ankit, my emotional battle with procrastination.
Thanks, Toastmaster Chaitanya. Hi, everyone. Good morning. So I will be discussing about my journey with procrastination. So let's start. So it's 5 p.m. and the report which I have been putting off has to be submitted at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. So it's time for me to buckle up, sit down, open my laptop and start working. Or should I start watching some motivational YouTube videos, Facebook Live, or should I do something like cooking, which relieves stress? And tomorrow morning, I will get up and do my work. I will get up at 7 a.m. to start preparing the report. Next day starts. It's already 7:30 a.m. and I have not completed even half of the report. What should I do? Okay, let's send me an email to my manager. What will happen? Max to max, he will think that I am not a committed guy or I don't take ownership of my activities. That's okay, because all managers are like that, and especially mine. Poor me. So here starts the cycle of procrastination. Leaving a lot until the, sorry, I just need to adjust the camera. Yeah. So leaving a lot until last moment. But why we do keep procrastinating? Because it's a natural phenomenon. And sometimes people do not understand that they are developing this habit of procrastination. And this is a mechanism by which body uh, supports stress system of the entire physical body. So, and I promise most of you have been through this. So I have gone through the cycle of procrastination filled with guilt, stress, and due to this habit, I was not able to focus on my activities and I was not realizing what is happening to me. One day my manager came to me and yelled at me that you are a procrastinator. That day I went into deep uh, deep phenomenon of introspection, and I realized that it is the root cause of my misery. But why did this happen? When I realized that I need to prepare a report, my brain triggered a mechanism called flight, fright, or freeze because of some reasons, like it considered as a threat, why I can fail, I can deliver a sub-quality report, my incompetency will be revealed, and because of which my subconscious brain decided, okay, let's handle the stress by avoiding the work at all. Do something which is more satisfactory and less stressful. And my subconscious brain even convinced me that this is nothing. You are just missing one timeline, and it is not a beer attack which you should be afraid of. Missing that timeline and deadline is okay. So this is how the mechanism of procrastination work. And most of the studies shows that procrastinating professionals mostly avoid the tasks which they consider are stressful, are challenging, and that can put in trouble. So these are the major triggers of procrastination. How to overcome? First and foremost thing, we need to understand that nobody is procrastinator. It's a habit of procrastination. So once you understand that it is a habit of procrastination, then you need to understand that it has three parts. One is trigger. What is trigger? Trigger is always stress, maybe due to certain reasons, like you think that you are not able to complete the work, you will be delivering a sub quality work, or you will not be able to meet the timeline. So stress is the trigger. Second is the pattern. You need to identify the pattern which you are following when you are under stress. For example, when you are assigned a meaningful task and you come across a same type of pattern, like you are watching YouTube video or gossiping with friends during your work hours when you have a task to do. So you need to identify that pattern which you are repeating again and again under this habit. Third point is the small reward which you get for repeating the pattern. So the small reward is temporary satisfaction or stress relief. So my question to all the audience is that what do you think, which part should be targeted to get out of this habit of procrastination? So any guess which part we should target? Either it is, should we target trigger, pattern, or the reward?
Reward, routine, and pattern, all of them.
So so when I say okay, let's consider in such a way, like trigger, we cannot deal with trigger because trigger is bound to come. stress will definitely come in your life. You cannot avoid it. There might be circumstances when stress will be there. So trigger will be always there. We cannot do anything about trigger. But yes, we can work on the pattern. When I say pattern, you have to acknowledge that you are under stress. When you are doing a repeated activity again and again, you are watching your mobile when you are supposed to work, or you are delaying your deliverables and gossiping. So you need to identify that pattern, that you are constantly under a pattern and you repeat it always when you get a stressful work. So acknowledge the stress. Once you have acknowledged the stress, half work is done. Then you just need to get into your work condition, go back to your seat or your workstation, count 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That will activate your conscious mind. And once your conscious mind is activated, you will break that pattern or repeated activity which you will do. Then just work for 5 minutes. Make a target that you need to work for 5 minutes. When I say only 5 minutes, you will be thinking, why he's telling about 5 minutes? Because your problem is not working. Your problem is avoiding work. So once you start working, there are 80% chances that you will keep going on and you will accomplish your work. So this is the basic mechanism which we follow to overcome procrastination. So in the end, I will like to conclude by mentioning that whatever happens, develop a habit of self-compassion, forgive yourself, and plan better and do better next time, because cycle of continuous procrastination, guilt, and uh, stress will hurt you in long term. That's all from my side. Thanks everyone for patient listening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ankit, for such a lovely speech, and it was so informative. I indeed agree that we all would have procrastinated some time in our lives. Uh, it can be negative, but I say procrastination can be positive sometimes as well. Uh, to explain positive procrastination, let's say you have a bad habit. Let's say you do stress eating, or someone smokes or is alcoholic. Then he might use procrastination to delay that. If someone has an urge to smoke, he might delay it and procrastinate upon it, and maybe he might end up quitting it. So that's how procrastination can be positive as well. But yes, procrastination does have its negative impacts. Moving on to our second speech of the day. For that, I would like to call upon our second evaluator, Toastmaster Vijay Lakshmi. Toastmaster Vijay Lakshmi is a fun-loving person and an enthusiastic learner who loves to learn and improve herself at every step of life. She's basically a patent engineer and have worked as a lecturer and a patent engineer at various law firms before taking a break to explore other aspects of life. Toastmaster Vijay Lakshmi, I kindly request you to state the purpose of speech of your target speaker.
Thank you, Chaitanya, Toastmaster Chaitanya. Good morning, everyone. To my target speaker, she is attempting her L1 P2 speech in the path presentation mastery. The time for the speech is 5 to 7 minutes, and the purpose of the speech is the purpose of this project is to learn or review basic methods for writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. All the best, Sri Lakshmi. Thank you.
I now call upon our second speaker of the day, Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi Hegde. Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi Hegde is a certified image consultant and a soft skill trainer by profession. Her interest in public speaking and leadership skills made her join Toastmaster. She's a triple crown winner and a double path breaker. She's a founder of Imaginatic Image Consulting Services. Truth of Life, Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi Hegde. Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi Hegde, Truth of Life.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Chaitanya, for a lovely introduction. All our life, we run behind successful, making money, investing in properties, investing in assets, investing in shares. We put a lot of effort to look good, invest in clothes, invest in accessories, and we want to go abroad with family, friends. We all think this is real happiness. Do you all feel this is real happiness? Today, I'll be sharing with you a beautiful story of a very powerful and very rich king. Once there was a very powerful and very rich king. He had 4 wives. He loved all of his 4 wives. His 4th wife was very beautiful. He used to adorn with a lot of good jewelry, good clothes. He always wanted to look beautiful. He was very much proud of his 3rd wife. He used to show her to his neighboring kingdoms, neighboring kings, as he's very much proud of her. He want to show her to others as telling her that she belongs to me. Whenever he faced problems, whenever he is having any issues, whenever he want any support, whenever he faced downtime, whenever he want to take any decision, he used to go for his 2nd wife. She's the one who supported him, who stood by him. She was the one who was always there for him when he needed him, when she needed him. But he was very much ignorant towards his 1st wife. He ignored her all life. But she's the one who made great contribution to king's health, wealth, and success. As the year passed by, after some years, king felt severely ill. He called the doctor. Doctor told him that he got only few more days to live. King was shattered hearing this news. He was sitting himself and thinking, I have 4 wives with me. But when I die, I'll be all alone. So he called his 4th wife and asked her, as you know, doctor told, I will die soon. Will you accompany me to death? She left the place without saying a word. Then he asked the 3rd wife, will you accompany me to death? She told him that life is very beautiful. After you die, I will marry someone else. I don't want to die with you. King was shocked to hear this from her. Then, as always, his 2nd wife supported him. So he thought his 2nd wife will support him this time. He asked his 2nd wife same thing. Will you support me to death? She told him that all my life I supported you. I was there for you. But this time, my dear, I can't come with you. This time you should go alone. King was very much devastated by hearing these 3 things from his wives. He had given all his life to them. Then he was sitting and crying by hearing these things from his wives. Then his 1st wife came to him and held his hand and told him that I will accompany you to death. By hearing this from her, he felt very guilty. He told her that all my life I had ignored you. But when my death came to me, you are the only one supporting me. You are the only one who are ready to come with me. Truth is that 4th wife represents our beauty. All our life, we put a lot of effort to look good. We invest in clothes, accessories. But when death comes, our beauty, as soon as we die, our beauty goes away. 3rd wife represents our assets, money, property. When we are alive, we are proud to show it to others. As soon as we die, it belongs to others. It doesn't belong to us. And the 2nd wife it's our relatives, friends, well-wishers. When we are there, they will be always there. They will support us. We'll have their back. They will encourage us. They will be there with us in our happier times, down times. They will do as much as they can for us. But when death comes, they can't come with us. They can't support us. Only thing maximum they can do us is they can visit our graveyard when we die. Our 1st wife it's none other than it is our own soul. It is the one who we came along with this world. It is the one that is accompanying us when we die. So, along with our materialistic, along with other things, careers, making successful career, relationship, making money, wish other happiness, we should give importance to our inner soul, inner spirituality. It is the only one thing that came with us and accompanying us. So, my dear friends and Toastmasters, Please give importance to our inner soul and spiritual self. It's the only one thing that came with us and at the end that is accompanying us. Thank you, Toastmasters. What do you Toastmaster of the day?
Thank you, Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi, for such a lovely speech. It was very insightful, and I have a lot of takeaways from this. So it's time to move on to the last prepared speech of the day, for which I would like to call upon our third evaluator, Toastmaster Dhwani Adesara. Toastmaster Dhwani is a keen learner and the secretary of Gabbys Toastmaster Club. She's a Triple Crown winner and a pathbreaker. She's a communication skill coach by profession, an artist by heart, and a period educator by choice. Toastmaster Dhwani, I kindly request you to state the purpose of speech of your target speaker.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. And to my target speaker, she's attempting her level 1 project 4 in presentation mastery. She is her purpose statement. She's attempting her project evaluation and feedback. The purpose of this project is to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during a club. The purpose of this speech is for the member to demonstrate the ability to deliver an effective, respectful evaluation speech. I think this is what I've received as the evaluation resource. Is there any mix with the resource?
This is the wrong evaluation.
This is what I've received. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Toastmaster Dhwani.
yes.
Hi. So Toastmaster Ashwini is attempting her L1 P4, the second speech, where she's going to implement the feedback that she received.
Okay. So for
So Dhwani, maybe there's a confusion. So I will maybe reshare the resource file.
Thank you so much. With that, again, you need to, the speaker, as mentioned, the speaker needs to implement all the feedback given by the previous evaluator and demonstrate the speech accordingly. All the best to my target speaker. And
Dhwani, before you proceed, can you ensure that you have the feedback that she received from the previous speech, and also if you share that feedback also with us so that we know what you're going to watch out for.
Surely, I have received the feedback, and the two major feedback that Toastmaster Ashwini needs to work on is her body language and vocal variety. So with that, I'll be clearly looking out for your body language and the vocal variety during your speech. All the best to you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dhwani, for explaining us the purpose of speech. I now call upon our third speaker of the day, Toastmaster Ashwini. Toastmaster Ashwini is a graduate engineer from Ramaiya and currently works for Akshay Patra Foundation in corporate partnership team. Her interests include hiking, watching podcasts, playing chess. Action speaks louder than words. Toastmaster Ashwini. Toastmaster Ashwini, action speaks louder than words.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good morning, Toastmasters and dear guests. Have you ever heard the saying, actions speak louder than words? Well, that's especially true when it comes to public speaking. This speech will not talk about the usual meaning of the statement. Rather, I'm here with a new perspective of the statement. Of course, a more positive one. Research shows that as much as 93% of our communication is non-verbal, which means that the way we say something can be even more important than what we are saying. And when I say non-verbal, I mean our body language and gestures we use when we are talking. In a world where we are increasingly reliant on technology for communication, it's easy to forget the power of non-verbal communication. But the truth is, non-verbal communication is just as important as what we say. If not more so, it can make a conversation, a presentation, or a relationship. So, why is non-verbal communication so powerful? The reason is our body language can convey emotions and attitude that the words simply can't express. Think about the difference between saying, I'm really excited in a monotone voice versus saying it with a big smile and wide eyes, I'm really excited I'm sure the latter is much more convincing, isn't it? One of the biggest advantages of nonverbal communication is that it can help us build trust and rapport with others. When we use nonverbal cues like our eye contact and gestures, we signal to others that we are engaged and interested in what we have to say. This can help build stronger relationships and more effective communication. I'm sure you all agree with me here. Think about the last time you had a conversation with someone who was completely distracted or not paying attention. Even if they're saying all the right things, it was likely difficult to connect with them or feel like they were truly listening to you. On the other hand, when someone is fully present and engaged in the conversation, we feel heard and validated. We must all have observed that a simple smile can communicate warmth and friendliness, while a frowning eyebrow can convey concern or worry. Similarly, the tone of voice we use can communicate a range of emotions, from excitement to frustration to sadness. So, how can we harness the power of nonverbal communication? Here are five tips for you. The first one is be aware of your body language. Stand up straight, make eye contact with the person you're speaking to, and use gestures that feel really natural to you at that moment. Second, use your facial expression to convey emotions. So smile when you're happy, from your eyebrows when you're concerned. And the expressions are endless. Third, pay attention to the nonverbal cues others are giving you. Of course, the audience are much important because it's equally important. If someone seems uncomfortable or disengaged, try to adjust your communication style to be more effective. Fourth, be mindful of your tone of voice. Speak clearly, confidently, and use tone to convey emotion and emphasis. Last one, that's the fifth one. Practice, practice, practice. As we all know, practice makes us perfect. The more we work on our nonverbal communication skills, the more comfortable and confident we'll become. Before I wrap up, I would like to demonstrate a small example where using voice modulation on each word changes the entire meaning of the sentence. I've picked up a seven word sentence which brings seven different meanings when I emphasize each word. The sentence I picked up is I didn't say Ramu stole that pen. I repeat the sentence for you. I didn't say Ramu stole that pen. When I emphasize on the first word, I, the sentence goes something like this. I didn't say Ramu stole that pen. That means I didn't say Ramu stole that pen. Maybe someone said it. And when I emphasize on the second word, didn't, the sentence goes something like this. I didn't say Ramu stole that pen. That means I downright deny the statement. And the third sentence goes something like this, where I emphasize on the third word, say. That is, I didn't say Ramu stole that pen. Maybe I would have written it down or I would have texted it. And when I emphasize on the word Ramu, the sentence goes something like this, where I didn't say Ramu stole that pen. That means maybe Shamu did. Did you see? Is my voice audible? So sorry.
Yes, you're audible.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. Is my voice audible?
Yeah, it is audible. I have muted, there was some background. I have muted those.
Okay. I can proceed, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. So that was a small demonstration about how the voice modulation can make a difference in the meaning of the sentence, right? So we just saw how stressing on each word gave that sentence a completely different meaning altogether. Wasn't that fascinating and underrated as a concept? Definitely, voice modulation, in fact, is important, and we just saw how much it's simply wonderful this concept works, right? In conclusion, nonverbal communication is an essential tool for effective communication. By using our body language to convey emotions and build rapport with others, we can become more effective communicators and build stronger relationships, of course. So next time you're speaking with someone, remember it's just not what you say that matters, but how you say it. Because sometimes actions really do speak louder than words. Over to you, Liam. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashwini. It was a lovely speech. Wow. such an amazing series of speeches. I could continue listening to these speeches for some more time, but rules are rules. So we now have to move on to our second section, which is which is an important section, and it is the evaluation, where all the evaluators would be giving. Yes, G sort of. You have raised your hand.
Yeah, Chaitanya, I have to launch the polls.
Okay.
You start the evaluation. So unfortunately, the Zoom polls are not working. So I'm putting the polls for the best speaker on chat. Please use this to cast your votes, and we'll give you a minute to do so before we start the evaluation section, Chaitanya.
Okay. So while you are filling up the forms, I would like to welcome our guest, Dolly Yadav, who has joined our meeting today. Hello, Dolly. Good morning and welcome to Gabbys.
Hi, TMOD Chaitanya.
I
Good
have a
morning and
question
thank
from
you so
you.
much.
I have a question from you and all the ladies who are there in the meeting. Have you ever been to shopping with your guy friends or any guy? Anyone has? Please raise your hands.
Well, for me, okay, guy as in, yeah, maybe relatives or someone of, yeah.
Anything. It can be your father, uncle, anyone.
Yes.
Okay. And do you feel irritated when they're not able to identify colors as well as you do? Like magenta
Yes.
or maroon, or I don't know the name of colors which are there. Do you?
Yes.
Well, let me tell you a fun fact. So biologically, if we talk about identification of colors, this association of this trait comes with the chromosome X, and women have two of them, while men have only one. They have one X and one Y. So please bear with them the next time you go shopping with them, because they were never designed to identify colors as well as you do.
Interesting fact. I wasn't aware of that.
Great. So I hope, okay, we are done with 50% of responses. I hope we'll continue with this. So let's move on to the evaluation section. Before that, I would like to ask the evaluators, are you ready with your evaluations? Please give a thumbs up. Great. Then I now request our first evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Utkarsha, to give her insights of her on her target speaker. Over to you, Toastmaster Utkarsha.
Yes. Before starting that timer, could you please time me? Like it's.
Yes, timer. Please note that the evaluation is of 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
Should I start?
Yes, Toastmaster Utkarsha, we can start now.
Thank you, dear Moody. Thank you, timer. My target speaker, Toastmaster Ankit, you beautifully explained the process of procrastination, like how what is procrastination, and then how we overcome it, and for each and every statement you have supported it with the examples also. So that could be the example of your manager or something. And then and the second thing is that you engaged with audience at a particular point of time. That was the thing I also loved about your speech. And the third thing that I loved about your speech is that you use a simple language. Like it wasn't much like mostly when you explain the processes and all, it's quite complicated to understand. But here you used a simple language, and also your space was slow, so everybody was able to process what you are saying. Okay, and there are two recommendations that I have from my side. Is your camera position. So whenever you give a speech, like many a times we stand up, but sometimes it's okay if we sit and deliver a speech. So most like your camera was below something and you were looking up, so the eye contact or was that connection was missing. That one thing I found. And then second is your vocal variety. So when you said your manager came to you, and you should have said your manager came to me and he said, I'm a procrastinator. And then you could have shifted your emotion, like yeah, that's the thing that I then the thing I understood. And yes, so overall it was a great speech. And so you used your hand gestures well, you engaged with audiences, you use simple language. And then there are two tips that the tip number one that Ashwini has mentioned in her speech is have a body language. A positive body language is to stand straight and place your camera in a particular way. And then the second tip is that to show emotions. That is also from the Ashwini's speech. So overall, it was a great speech. Congratulations. That's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Utkarsha, for such a great feedback. Moving on to the second evaluation, which will be done by Toastmaster Vijaya. Over to you, Toastmaster Vijaya Lakshmi. Toastmaster Vijaya, are you able to see the timer?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster. Good morning. I'm back again today. To my target speaker, Sri Lakshmi. Yes, what a wonderful speech. Everyone must have felt the connection with the topic, I guess so. I felt your speech was a timely topic in this current era. Like your speech had a good start also. The title, Truth of Life, is beautifully connected with the story that you narrated. I will divide my evaluation into three parts. The first one is what you excelled at. Second one is what you can work upon. And the third one is what you can challenge yourself. So coming to the first one, like what you excelled at. I like the opening of your speech. It was very good. The confidence was indeed very well. It was narrated with much of confidence. The eye contact was very good. I felt even the gestures were good. The content was very well written and it was very interesting. And you kept the audience engaged with your story. So everyone were hooked to your story. And the ears were in line with your sound waves, I can say. And also you ended with a very good message. I like the ending also. And also coming to the second part, like what you can work upon. I felt like you could have worked little bit upon your tonality. Like when you said that the king fell severely ill, the tonality could have changed. The king fell ill or something like that. And when he went and asked his wife for the support, like you were saying second wife was very supportive. Her second wife was so supportive that he would always go to his second wife whenever he seeked the support. There could have been little bit of voice tonality, change in the voice tonality when you narrated, like when he was about to die, the tonality could have like a little bit slowed down just to give the impact of the story. I think so. And coming to the challenging part, like what you can challenge yourself. I felt like you can challenge yourself to give little bit of facial expression in your speech while delivering. the hand gestures were good. So when you connect hand gestures with the tonality and little bit of challenging yourself to give the facial expression would have made you to excel more in the speech. So overall, it was very nice interactive, I must say, and it was great. And the conclusion was very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vijaya, for such a detailed evaluation. Let me call upon our third evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Dhwani Adesara, to provide her feedback. Over to you, Toastmaster Dhwani.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day, and to my target speaker, Toastmaster Ashwini. Just a second, I'll just spotlight her. Yeah, perfect. So, Toastmaster Ashwini, what a great selection of topic that you had today. I really liked the way you started with your topic, and the content that you had was really nice. What you excelled at is the content and your topic selection. You had a body language. You had in body language, to specify it more, you had hand gestures, which is really great, as it helps us to connect with people around. You, throughout the speech, you were confident and you were smiling, so that was a cherry on top. And throughout the speech, you had a high pitch, which showed your enthusiasm. What you can work on again is, I felt that there were no pauses in your speech. You were just rushing. I feel that you are somebody who speaks fast. So we need to have, we need to practice in a manner that audience can digest the fact that what you're trying to convey through your speech. Though your content was great, but then your pauses were not there, so it did not create any impact. Though your speech had a message, but still it did not create any impact because there were no pauses in your speech. So if you can work on that, it would be great. The second thing is, again, the main thing that I was looking for is body language and vocal variety. Somewhere that aspect was not met. So your vocal variety, you had high pitch, but then that's your enthusiasm. In some areas of your speech, you could have had low pace. It would have been great to create an impact. The third thing is, I felt in body language, you were swinging back and forth. That showed that, though it is said that in body language, you lean forward, if you want to prove a point, you lean forward. If you want to say something, if you want to stand still and deliver, that's a different thing. But I felt that throughout the speech, you were continuously going back and forth, which was kind of distracting. And to challenge yourself, I would want you to actually practice your speech and work, try to have a pause and practice in a manner that will help you to deliver in a much better manner. The opportunity for you to complete your path is still awaiting for you if you wish to achieve it in future. Thank you so much, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dhwani, for your insights on Toastmaster Ashwini's speech. Now it's time for the evaluation of our first evaluator, for which I would like to call upon Toastmaster Syed Bade Sahab. Over to you, Toastmaster Syed.
Yeah, so good morning once again. I think it was a zippy evaluation by Toastmaster Utkarsha, and she followed the basic pattern of evaluation, which is CRC, commendation, recommendation, and commendation. She covered all the good points in the beginning. So she talked about simple language, then show emotion. She backed up that point with giving an example, how the emotion can be shown in the speech. She also talked about body language, which was positive, vocal variety, and I think there were some recommendation like camera angle. I think one point which was very important was the objective of this speech. The speech is L1P2, where the speaker has to learn the basic structure of the speech, which is the opening, body, and conclusion. Of course, it was there. And also, second point was in the objective is to understand the previous speech feedback and apply that in this speech. I think she missed to mention this in the evaluation. The speech itself was quite interesting. In fact, the topic itself was very interesting. It is very common to everybody. We all procrastinate a lot of things. The opening could have been much better, I think, in this. And there were a couple of times humor. There were metaphor like bear attack, like flight, fright, freeze. Then he also had a problem. I think the problem could have been elaborated properly, engaging audience. Then there was a solution as well, but this solution which was related to the pattern was more of on the stress rather than working on the pattern and working on the solution for the procrastination. I think that point was bit confusing in the end for me. He was also looking down, which Utkarsha mentioned. That was a good point, and body language was good. I see that 10, 9, 8, all those things what he mentioned, it is more of a stress relieving pattern, but it doesn't itself solve the problem of procrastination. So objective and structure plus the conclusion, if these three things would have been included in the evaluation, it would have been great. But the objective of project to understand the evaluation pattern and the structure of evaluation, I think it is met. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sayed, for your evaluation. I hope all of us can take back something from the evaluations given for the speakers today. And it would be great if we implement it all for ourselves as well. So we are done with the prepared speeches and the evaluations. So I would request for 3 volunteers again. Let's play another game today.
Chaitanya, can I launch the poll in the meanwhile? I'm putting it on chat.
Yes, please. General evaluator, sir. So while we are voting, can I have 3 volunteers? And I want them. Okay, I see Toastmaster Utkarsha. 2 more. Okay, I see Toastmaster Sayed as well. And just one more. Okay, Toastmaster Amir. Right. So I have 3 volunteers now. Can all of you guys unmute yourselves?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have pen and paper with you?
Yes.
You all have pen and paper. Okay. So tell me this one thing. What's the color of WhatsApp logo?
Green.
Who said blue?
No, green.
Green.
You should go to an eye doctor right now, just after this meeting. There's some problem. Okay, I'm just joking. Okay, so you said green. Now I want you guys to draw a big logo on the paper of WhatsApp. Don't peek into your phones, no cheating allowed, and show it on camera. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is it done?
I don't know. It's
Can
visible.
you bring it closer to the camera in front of you, not beside you? Okay, it's
Cheating
not
is not allowed, is it?
No, not at all.
Okay, I will show it like this. I'm not sure if it is visible.
If you might have to remove your background, your
Yeah,
virtual
maybe I have to
background.
remove my background. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Anyways, it's fine. Now I want you guys to check on your phone and verify with your drawing and tell me the level of correctness of your diagram. How much is it matching? Is it matching exactly? No, right? Not for Utkarsha, not even for Toastmaster Sayed, and not even
I
for
have 2, I think. No, not matching.
not matching, right?
Yes.
Yet we use WhatsApp many times a day, right? We unlock our phones around 100 times a day and we open WhatsApp, we communicate with someone, but still you don't remember the logos, but you do remember the colors. That tells that we associate ourselves more with colors rather than shapes. Had this logo, had all these logos been colorless, it would have been really difficult to find them on our phones, right? This association of ours with colors and shapes, it's seen everywhere. Anything that needs to be attractive or it wants to pull attention towards itself is of bright color, and the ones which want to be in a safe environment, they want to protect themselves, they are more or less of dull colors. In nature as well, you'll see most of the male organisms, uh, they need to attract the females, so they have bright color bodies, whereas the females have dull colors on them. You can see them on in birds, and as well as in snakes. The ones which are dangerous are quite bright colored, right? Even flowers are bright colored and they can be seen from a distance because they need to pollinate. So we see how colors, how smartly and intelligently nature has used colors on them to create a balance of it and to survive. You would have seen on television that animals like zebras or cheetah or tigers and lions, they have colors similar to their environment so that they can camouflage, and either they can run away from their predators, or their body colors help them to hunt. So these were few more facts, and we'll speak about these phenomenons again. But let's, since we the time is moving, so let's move on to the most fun section of today, which is the table topics. For this, I would like to call upon our table topic master, Toastmaster Ashwini, who was also our third speaker and is also already introduced to you. So I'll not be doing it again. Over to you, Toastmaster Ashwini. Take the stage.
Yes, thank you, Chaitanya. Great. Are we all excited for table topics? Yes. Right. So I planned something fun for all of you. So where you will have to choose between truth or dare. This is not something which we play in person, but yeah, something similar to that. Right. So before we have the speakers taking up the topics, I would like to let you know the time for the table topics. So it's basically the 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, timer will show you green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, it will be yellow card, and at 2 minutes it will be red card, and again we have 30 seconds of grace period. Right. With this, we'll get started. So can I have first volunteer who would like to take up the topic? Who would like to go first? We have Utkarsha. Great. Utkarsha, choose between truth or dare. Dare. Great. Since you have chosen dare, you have a challenge. Okay. So I will be giving you a topic a little later. Before that, I would like to explain what is dare. Okay. So truth, maybe I can explain when we have another speaker picking up the truth. So since you have picked up dare, so the topic which will be given, I will just read it out for you. The topic is the power of diversity. The power of diversity, which means exploring the beauty of different colors and cultures. I'm also putting the topic in the chat box for your reference. So the challenge here is, so you can talk on the topic, and when I say switch, you'll have to say exactly opposite to that. Just to give you an example, so this is a general statement. I say, I'm really happy. When I hear the word switch, I'll have to completely talk opposite to that. That means I should say maybe I'm really sad, such a boring day. So I hope you're clear. Yes, over to you. The topic is the power of diversity, exploring the beauty of different colors and cultures. The topic is also there in the chat box.
As an Indian, the concept of diversity is not really new to anybody. So for me, diversity is more like acceptance and exploration.
Switch.
And
switch.
Diversity is restricted, and
switch.
Yeah. So it also, diversity is also the source of knowledge, and it will also make somebody like if I talk in my context, so it made me a really great person, a better person, I would say. So yeah, and
If you choose to switch, you can.
okay, I'm not that really great, and diversity doesn't make me like that. Okay. Oh, I don't have anything near. Can I switch?
Yes, you can switch. Yes.
So it's more, the diversity is more about the beauty or its acceptance, and that's how I associated with diversity, and yes, that's it.
Great. Thank you, Utkarsha, for a good
Sorry
try.
for interruption, Toastmaster Ashwini.
Yes.
Timer Amit, are you recording the time?
Yeah. Sorry, this time I forgot.
Yes,
But
please.
I was
display
recording
your-
the time. I didn't show the card.
No problem. Please display your cards for further speeches. Thank you.
Great. So I think Mamata want to go next. Mamata, would you like to? Okay, we have a lot of hands up. So first come first serve. So maybe I would like to. Yeah, Mamata. So truth or dare, Mamata, which one would you like to choose?
Dare.
Dare. Interesting. Here's the topic for you. I'm putting it in the chat box, and I'll also read it out. The colors of success. The colors of success, which means how embracing a multi-dimensional approach can lead to greater achievement. How embracing a multi-dimensional approach can lead to greater achievement.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Aswini, for the topic, the colors of success. Generally, as the theme suggests, that the world we are surrounded is like full of colors. We are associated with colors. Even different phases of a human being is associated with different colors. For example, red signifies energy, boldness. Zippy personality. Red signifies
Switch.
Even though we know that our life is associated with color, then also we can say it's like a kind of more of a overthinking. Color doesn't affect our life, our daily life. We know red signifies boldness and confidence. Then why there are a lot of underconfident people? If red signifies confidence, then everybody would wear red t-shirt or red cloth. We know that there is like a lot of importance of colors in our life. For example, blue signifies like cooling effect. It reduces stress. That's why we can see example why we have blue curtains in our room. We have blue bed sheets. We wear blue jewelries because it reduces our stress. Okay, so it's like we use different colors in our life, but there is not much effect. If blue reduces the stress, then everyone would wear a blue t-shirt and go to offices, while like there are a lot of depressed people in the world. If colors can provide us the solution for everything, then everyone will start wearing different shades of color and solve their life's problem.
Last switch.
Even though we know that we know, we are aware of the importance of color. If colors are not important, then why somebody brings white flower to the funeral? Why not red roses to any funeral? So it signifies, because it signifies innocence, it signifies peace, it signifies harmony. That's why everyone like it's the societal norm that we bring white flowers to the funeral. We bring we give
red flowers to our girlfriend or to wife. Why? If there is no importance of color, then the husband would start giving white flowers to girlfriend or wife. Then imagine what will happen in the world. So there is a importance of color in our life.
Great, amazing, great try, Mamta. Thank you so much. Yes. Next, I request our guest Dolly Yadav to take up the next topic. Dolly, would you like to take up the topic?
Yes, I can make an attempt.
Yes. Great. Truth or dare?
Okay, maybe truth.
Okay. So here is the topic for you. I'm also putting it in the chat box. So the topic goes something like this: the rainbow of life. The rainbow of life, which means how embracing all emotions leads to a more fulfilling existence. How embracing all emotions leads to more fulfilling existence. Over to you now.
The rules for truth is just truth. I just have to speak.
Truth, yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, so thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak. And the topic, yeah, of course, on the chat. So embracing emotions. So there are different kinds of emotions that we all have experienced and we all go through. And all the emotions are very, I would say it's important and it's a part of our life. It could be a very zippy and exciting emotion, or it could be on a lower note or something in between. But all the emotions have their role. It brings in diversity. It brings in a lot of it brings in a wide spectrum of emotions. Emotions, and it also gives us a fulfilling experience in terms of happiness, in terms of maybe on a lower note, and it also helps us to probably connect with different people who would help us, with whom we can share the different emotions. And yeah, that's it pretty much. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you so much, Dolly, for taking up this. So who would like to go next? I think I see two hands raising. Hauku, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Would you
Pronounce
take-
it. A lot of people have. Yeah.
Yes, I'm so sorry for that. Yes, you can choose between truth or dare.
Truth.
Truth. Okay, here's the topic for you. I'm putting it in the chat box as well. The topic is the shades of adventure. The shades of adventure, which is how exploring the unknown brings color and excitement into your life. Over to you.
How exploring the unknown brings color and excitement into your life. Excitement is something which comes when you do daring stuff, or when you see something which is really amazing. Let me tell you one of my example. So year 2016, I have joined my first organization. Everybody was destined to be a remote place called Jharsuguda in Odisha. And we're like, bro, college was better. Why this remote location? And that is where we kind of got few options to move into different cities. And I was given an option to move to a city called Vishakhapatnam. Back then, I didn't know how city is because all my life I've lived in northern part of the country. I was excited with the just name. And then I Googled it, found out that this city has beach. I was like, bro, this is going to be amazing. I knew that a lot of colors are going to be there. And that is where I took the decision. I said, I am okay. I'm going, whatever may be the case. Then there were a lot of other challenges. Like HR says, here you are getting free accommodation. There you'll have to manage on your own because we don't have any facility there. I was like, I can do anything because first, I'm moving out from this black and white spot of a remote location. Second, this city has a beach, and I never lived in that kind of city. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you try to explore something unknown, something different, and you are little excited, I think that's when we should take the call, because excitement has come from something inside you, some instinct says, no, you should explore this. You should go to this location. You should find out the people over there. And I knew if I go to a new location, I will get more exposure of different languages, different cultures, different people, different mentality. And believe me, 7 years I've lived in that city and I've learned a lot. When I say a lot, learning from their language to their culture, how they eat, what they eat, when they sleep, all of it, whatever best they had, I chose and kind of imbibed in my life. And whatever bad I brought, whatever good that I had, that I kept it on continue. So it's all up to you. It's your instinct which says, let's go explore if you are excited. Over to you. I was waiting for that switch. I think switch doesn't come in true. Huh?
So truth is basically you just talk the truth about the topic. I think yeah, Dolly did it right. I didn't explain it. I'm so sorry. I should have told you in between. Yes, great. But a really good speech. You know, we could completely resonate with you. Definitely, all the new adventures gets a lot of colors into our life. Yeah. Thank you so much for taking up this. I see Ritvik hands raised. So Ritvik, would you like to take there since we have our two truths?
Okay, let me try. Yeah.
Okay, great. Here is the topic for you: the radiance of love. The radiance of love. That means how expressing compassion and kindness can brighten up someone's day. I have also put the topic in the chat box for your reference. Over to you, Ritvik.
Got it. So the radiance of love, right? So as a species, the reason why humans have evolved is because while compassion and love is not just unique for the humans, but what we see is that if we look around our life and our folks, what we will see is that a little bit of compassion and spreading goodness and vibes across can just lighten us one day. Now, the counter argument is, why do you need to be actually compassionate? There are 6 billion people, 7 billion people in the world, and it's going to reach 10 billion. We cannot be responsible for it. I think we should be just selfish and just take care of, prioritize our happiness. Because everyone else is not going to take care of our, right? I mean, there are many folks who are mean to us. So why should we be good to them, right? I mean, that's the other end of a spectrum. So this tit for tat works, and that works. I mean, you might have come across this in your school, in your professional, wherein not everyone is going to be good for you.
Ritvik switch.
But then, if we follow this approach, how is the change going to come? If you want to change the the change that we want to see in the world starts from you. So that's where you take the first step with the intention of not getting anything back, and as they say, what goes around comes back. So as you take the first step, you will also see that humans have the tendency to reciprocate the most, and those who are not actually compassionate, they will also reciprocate.
The last switch, Ritvik. The last switch.
Yes. So but all of this looks good in theory, but in life, when you're going through the roughs and life throws curves at you, right? So all of these go out of the window. So I think we should over-index on what works for us. And while there are a lot of good things that can be done, we all have our weaknesses. So I think it is okay to have some weaknesses and compensate it with the goodness we have. Thank you.
Great. It was a hilarious speech, Ritvik. Thank you so much.
Ashwini, since we don't have much of time, we'll have to proceed with the further sections.
Sure. Yes. Yes. Great. Thank you for that. Yeah. With that, I'll hand it over to our TMOD. Thank you so much. I hope you all had fun.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashwini, for such an amazing round of table topics with a twist. That was interesting, and I tell you guys, people who are not regular speakers, they get adrenaline rush really after they speak on these impromptu topics. With the interest of time, we'll have to move on to the next section, which is our general evaluation, for which I would like to call again our general evaluator of the day, distinguished Toastmaster Saurav Datta. Over to you, DTM Saurav.
Thank you so much. So in the meanwhile, I've also put the whole link for the best TTS, the best table topic speaker. So please cast your vote. So what the way I'll do it is I'll probably finish off the evaluation of the evaluators and the speakers first, and then I will invite the tag team to present their evaluations, tag team to share their reports. So, and then at the end, I would give my comments on the entire meeting. So coming to the evaluation. So can I have the evaluators on camera, the speakers, if you don't mind, if it's possible for you? Okay. See, I think Toastmaster evaluation or any speech evaluation is really simple. The first thing that you need to look out for is that what is the objective of the speaker? Why is the speaker taking the stage, right? No matter how well the speaker spoke, whether you started crying, laughing, fighting, whatever you were doing as an action of that speech or the reaction of that speech, doesn't matter if the speech did not meet the objectives. So that objective has to be kept in mind. But most of the evaluators, at least the speech evaluators, I'm not talking about Syed who was evaluating an evaluation, that objective was something that you were not very clear that whether the speaker met that particular objective. You may have said that, the speaker met the objective, but you did not explain to us why do you feel so. Now, how will the speaker meet the objective? Either through ideally both through content and delivery. So the content was this, and the delivery was this. These are the ways in which your content and delivery helped meet the objective. And these are the ways your content and delivery did not meet the objective. So maybe two commendations, one on content, one on delivery, two recommendations, one on content, one on delivery. That is the structure. And at the end, you sum it up saying that what could that person have done better to take it to the next level. That's how the structure we follow. Now, all the evaluators, all the three evaluators, one thing I noticed is that there was a lot of attention that you gave to eye contact, to gestures, tonality. And I'm not saying those are not important, but those are important only to the extent of meeting the objective of the speech. See, please remember, we are not coming here to entertain. Like, let me take the example of Ankit's speech. Ankit's speech was an informational speech. He was trying to tell us a way of avoiding procrastination. It was more of a guide. Did he meet his objective in providing that? Now, for doing that, does he really need to bring in a lot of tonality, vocal variety? That's a question that you need to ask yourself. I would rather say that Ankit should have brought in more conviction in the way he was saying. What I found is a lack of conviction to a certain extent, which is understandable given that he's a very new Toastmaster. He's just taking the stage, right? So it's totally understandable. And that's something that you would have told him to keep in mind for the next speech. Rather than telling him that, you should be more dramatic in your speech or more work. See, don't parrot the lines that someone has told you. This is one tendency I've always noticed, that because someone has told me that he should have vocal variety, I made a note, okay, vocal variety. Yeah, add tonality, add role play. It's not like that. You have to understand that the speaker and the speech objectives are very, very different for every speaker and every speech. And that is something which I would want all evaluators to keep in mind. Now, moving on to the second speech by Sri Lakshmi, right? Sri Lakshmi shared an experience and again a learning. When she was sharing the learning, what I found is that there was that she had a lot of feelings in the way she was sharing it. But what I found lacking in that is, construct. So if you ask me what are the learnings, I got confused with all the wives. Any which ways, 3 wives and a man never logically fit together, right? So we are always daunted. So she's scared at the very beginning saying the 3 wives. So after that, it was all a lost story. So probably if she could have brought it back to in terms of the learnings, that what are the 3 things? 1, 2, 3, a reiteration would have helped. That is something that I was looking for as a recommendation that never came. And finally, Ashwini's speech, the only thing that I heard in terms of recommendation is that you speak very fast, right? What is her project objective? Her project objective is to implement the feedback. And how did she implement the feedback is something that we need to cover. Apart from that, some observations in terms of the speech objective. Now, for this particular speech, you have to distinguish between the project objective and the speech objective. The project objective is she has to implement the feedback, right? But the speech objective is Ashwini is trying to tell us something. What is the purpose of her telling those words? That you have to separately analyze. So this is something which was missing. And when it comes to I think Syed did a fairly good job in terms of the evaluation of the evaluators, of the evaluator. But again, Syed, a lot of recommendations. I mean, it was kind of more of a laundry list of things. I would recommend it to, I would just limit it to maybe one or two, because it's very difficult if you tell me that, this and this and this and this and this and this, right? I really don't know that what should I focus on in my next evaluation. So this is my observation for the evaluations that were presented today. We could definitely do a much better job in terms of evaluation. Always remember, do not get hijacked by the speakers, by the speaker's delivery style. We always get hijacked by that. We are so involved in that, in the presence of it or in the lack of it, that we miss the point that we are not here to watch a drama. We are here to listen to a speech. There's a difference. Okay, so that is something which I would want the all evaluators to keep in mind. Moving on to now I will invite the Taggle team. So first I'll invite a timer, Toastmaster Amit, to share his observations on the time.
Thank you, sir. I'm sharing my screen. I think, can you give me right to share? Yeah. So this is the complete report, and if you see in the first section, so in the all speaker has completed this speech in the given time, and in the second section, which is the where time given is 2 to 3 minutes, and almost all have taken like the less than 3.5 minutes. In the table topic section also, all people have covered in the given time. So yeah, I think all are eligible for voting. Thank you, and back to you, Saurabh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amit. One observation is that the confidence and the precision with which you presented the report was not there when you were describing the role of a timer. I found you stuttering a little bit, struggling a little bit in terms of reading that out. I want that smoothness to come in. You are, I will not call you brand new anymore. You are into Toastmasters for some time. And I would always say, while it's a fearless and a safe learning space, but don't let that safety become a hurdle in your growth, right? Because every meeting you should take a target that I will be better than the next previous meeting. That safety should be the cushion. That safety should not be something which is pulling us down because, oh, it's okay. I mean, in Toastmasters, I can do whatever I want. You can. I mean, it's your money. You paid for your membership. Who am I to even question you? But then you will regret after 6 months that did I move from point A to point B, right? For that to happen, every meeting evaluate yourself. That confidence level, Amit, I want that back. When you were reading out your timer role, I found you a little bit of struggling here and there. But the report totally offset all that. Brilliant report, very crisp, very good job done with the time, Amit. Thank you. Moving on to our counter for today. Our counter for today, Toastmaster Karthik Venugopal.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I'll share my screen to show the counter report. So this is the counter report, and you can see these are the crutch words, and and I see many of the speakers have used crutch words, and that is You can see the count here, and we have the filler words like and, so, like. So many of the speakers also have used these filler words, and you can see here the total count of all the crutch words, filler words. So why are we not recommended to use such crutch words, filler words in our speeches is because these crutch words, filler words actually decrease the essence of effective communication. So whenever next time you speak, please try to avoid such crutch and filler words to make your speech very effective. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Karthik. Let me just hold on to that one. Yeah. So did I top the chart today? No, I did not. Okay, that's disappointing. Okay, so generally I'm the accountant's favorite. I don't know what did I have for breakfast today that I missed the first spot, but that's okay. I'll make up in the next meeting. Karthik, great job, great skills. I think as an accountant, the most important thing that we practice is active listening. It is difficult. It is difficult to pay absolute attention to an entire meeting for 60 minutes, for 120 minutes, 90 minutes, and you did that very well. Captured a lot of those ahs and ums. Listening is a critical skill. It's a survival skill. Relationships die because of bad listening skills, right? I mean, the most common peeve is "tum mera sunte hi nahi ho." So that's what we all struggle with, right? So good job with this. Karthik, just one observation. When you were handing back to me, I don't know inadvertently whether you realized, you used a phrase saying that I will give it back. I will give you back. General evaluator. So I will give you back is more of a threat. Okay. So really scared, but then the accountant report made up for it. So just be observant about the choice of words. It is about I will hand over back to you, right? Let me hand it over back to you. So just a little bit of English is a funny language, a little bit of position change, and it becomes like a threat. Good job with this, Karthik. Moving on to our grammarian for today, Toastmaster Ayush Goyal, to present his report for the as a grammarian and also help us understand the usage of the word of the day. Over to you, Ayush.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I will just share my screen. Give me a minute. Let me know once you can see my screen. You are able to see my screen?
Yes, we are able to see.
Okay. So the word of the day was zippy, meaning was bright, energetic, and lively. And usage was the zippy young girl has a lot of energy and loves physical activities. So she participates a lot in sports. So fortunately, the word was used a few times by PM Sayed, PM Mamta, and guest Dolly. So three people use the word of the day. Now moving on to some good usages. There were quite a few, like PM Ankit used a phrase like no one is a procrastinator. Procrastination is a habit. Another good phrase was black and white spot of a remote location by TM Akib. Then some good words were phenomenon by TM Chaitanya, which meant a fact of the situation that is observed or exists to happen. Spectrum by Guest Dolly and TM Ritvik, two people use the same word, which may mean the scale between two extremes, or can also mean a band of colors in this context. And resonate by TM Ashwini, which meant to connect. After this, for quotes, proverbs, and idioms, a couple of quotes were used during the meeting, like action speaks louder than words by TM Ashwini, which meant that what we do is more effective than what we speak. Then an idiom, cherry on top by TM Dhwani, it meant adding a distinct advantage to something. Then what goes around comes back by TM Ritvik, which was a proverb which states that your deeds, what you do in the world, will benefit you in some way or the other, or a bad thing will come back to you as a disadvantage. Then goes out of the window, which was the idiom by TM Ritvik, which meant that everything which is done has all the advantage is gone away because of something we do. So those were the quotes, proverbs, and idioms during the meeting. Then there were literal devices. So two devices I found were rhetorics and rule of three. Rhetoric is when you ask a question and don't just wait for the answer. In this case, TM Ashwini asked the question, how can we harvest the power of non-verbal communication, then explained without waiting for the answer. That is rhetoric. And TM Mamta used why white flowers, not red flowers in funerals. And rule of three is when you repeat something three times so that it becomes more effective. It was used by TM Ashwini and TM Dhoni. So, and there were just a couple of incorrect usages like very much proud. Much is not needed because very already quantifies an impact of something. And then by hearing, it was after hearing in this context because the incident takes place after the action is done. So that was my grammarius report. It was a good meeting from the point of view from grammar with good usage and good literary devices. So back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Ayush. Ayush, you were from Jaipur Toastmaster Club, right? Before joining the Gabbys?
Yes.
And it shows in your grammarian report, I think Jaipur has one of the master grammarians one of my gurus in Toastmaster, DTM Naveen Parwal. And the quality of your report surely reflects of the kind of, the growth that you had there. Just one quick observation. It's a technical observation. So the difference between rhetoric and rhetorical question, right? So what does the word rhetoric means? Rhetoric means it is persuasive and effective speaking. So when I say your rhetorics are very strong, it means that you are a very persuasive and effective speaker. Rhetorical question is when you ask a question and you don't expect an answer, right? Or even if you say rhetorical, that is still okay. I mean, this is like, for example, this was rhetorical, which means that you said something you did not expect an answer. For example, who doesn't want to be a good speaker? You don't need to answer me. That's rhetorical. That means that I don't want an answer to that question. Rhetoric is something very different. So just be mindful. If you were not playing the role of a grammarian, I wouldn't have pointed it out. But as a grammarian, you need to be very careful about your own choice of words. Thank you. And can we have a big round of applause for the tag team members? Dolly, you need to wait a little bit before I finish my report. Then you can ask your questions as a listener. Is that okay?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Okay, let me start with the report. So first of all, the Sergeant at Arms, I think we have a very solid process in terms of the pre-meeting preparations, and Utkarsha, you are doing a good job in terms of ramping up, coming into this role. I would still say that the mix-up in terms of the evaluation resource is something that we need to be really careful about, because at the Gabbys, we take the speeches and the evaluations very seriously. We are not doing a time pass at Saturday morning. This is a very serious investment in our learning, right? So these things, and it is also the responsibility of the speakers and evaluators as well to ensure that you're getting the right resources. So that is something that, Utkarsha, you will have to be on top of it. Apart from this, I think everything else that you have done in terms of the pre-meeting prep, you and Dhwani with the agenda, Nancy with the role takers, and the PR team with the posters, the communication, I think everything was bang on and spot in terms of the pre-meeting preparations. Coming to the actual meeting, the meeting started at time. It always does, 10 hours Saturday morning. And that's how we have been operating for the last 123 meetings. This meeting is no exception. And good job with that, all the role takers. Moving on to the presiding officer, Dolly, I think you don't take the presiding officer role very often, but it was hard to make out. You were very confident as a PO. You talked about a lot of things that you should have covered, and you did cover. You welcomed the guests. You were looking for Dolly because you knew that Dolly would be Dolly there. And I'm sorry you missed that opportunity of Dolly calling Dolly. And that's something that you were excited about last night. I know that, but yeah, so you can always do that when you're doing your closing address. Dolly can call Dolly. Okay, so and then you welcome the rest of the guests very well. Good job with that. A little bit of connecting the theme with the Toastmasters journey would have made it a little interesting. Why am I saying that? Because Toastmasters was started in US, right? And it did not stay limited in the US. It was a Caucasian, it was mostly started for the Caucasians, the whites. But now if you see, they're all across the world, the whites and the browns and the blacks are all part of Toastmaster, right? So we are such a colorful fraternity. There is no bias in terms of skin color. There is no bias in terms of where you come from. I think we are truly embracing the beauty of the diversity in Toastmasters. And that's something that you could have talked about in the last 100 years. We are doing this. It's not a small feat. So apart from that, great job, Dolly. Great job with this. Moving on to Chaitanya. Chaitanya, lovely theme. What I liked about the theme is you brought in the festive while respecting the diversity, right? So a theme like Holi or a theme like Eid or a Christmas would have a religious connotation to it, which some may find out, which some may like, some may not like. But when you take the essence of the festival, which is colors, and then you're celebrating that, but not really referring to the festival, that's a smart way of doing it. Good job with that, Chaitanya. Very much in control. You did not speak much. You let others speak. You engaged the audience. Great job with everything. One very nice thing I noticed today is that you asked the timer if he was timing the speaker, right? So that was the observation, and that's how your presence of mind is, right? You are totally there in this meeting. Good job, very good job, Chaitanya, with the entire meeting. Coming to the speakers evaluators, I've already shared, so I'll skip that part. The table topic master, Ashwini. This is the first time as a TTM.
No, this is my second time.
Second time, but you are still fairly new to Toastmasters. So attempting switch as a TTM, kudos to you for that. Not very table topic masters do that. Couple of tips I'll share with you. I'm a big fan of switch, by the way. I love switch. And one of the things first you have to remember that the switch should not be too short or too long, right? So you should give me some amount of time to speak on something. Otherwise, I will not be able to make anything concrete, right? I start saying that, hi, Ashwini, how about switch? How would you be like, and then switch? Like, how will I then even make any point, right? So you have to give me that reasonable amount of time. Your switches were coming too soon. Second is the trigger of the switch has to be very clear. Now, why do I say that? So typically when we do switch for or against a topic. So India is a land of diversity. For or against. I start speaking, yes, we are a land of diversity, and then switch, I start speaking against the topic. Truth or dare, as this one is interesting, but I think this would only work if you know the speakers really well. Now, how will you know that if I'm speaking the truth? How well do you know me, apart from the fact that I am in the same Toastmaster club as you? Right? So with that kind of a lack of information, that's why, there's a decent truth or dare is generally played after having a few pegs. Right? So that's something that we can't afford to do here. So probably you should think of a different topic for a switch, but otherwise a great attempt with the switch. Nice job there. So that's pretty much in terms of the role takers, a great meeting overall. I loved everything. Just one request to the VP Education. I will pass this message on to her as well. We should avoid having one player. We have a club of 49 people now. I think 48 people now. We definitely should avoid having one person taking up two roles. This is something that we should not do, because that would deny other players to take up an opportunity, other members. I know there was a last minute dropout. That's because of which we had to take this. But in the future, we should be a little mindful that one member should not take up two roles, because that way we would be giving more opportunities to more number of people. That's it from my side, signing off as the general evaluator. And after this, before that, let me call the listener. Toastmaster Dolly, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, General Evaluator Saurav. Okay, it's time to check if you're all really listening to today's meeting. My first question is, Toastmaster Chaitanya mentioned sunset in this place is really very beautiful.
Bali.
Correct. Yeah. And Toastmaster Chaitanya also said he painted a bottle. Which bottle he painted?
Old monk.
Sorry?
Rum bottle.
Correct, right. Okay, Toastmaster Ankit mentioned that this particular activity releases stress for him. It's a stress reliever. What is that?
Cooking.
Right, yeah. Okay. Toastmaster Ankit also spoke about different aspects of the habit of procrastination. So what is the one thing that he said, if you focus on, can get out of this procrastination?
Patterns.
Right, yeah. So Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi was talking about the story and mentioned about how many wives this rich and powerful king have. Can you guys tell me how many wives?
Four.
3.
4, right, yeah. Which one was very beautiful?
Fourth one.
Third one.
Right. And she also mentioned the first one represents something. What is it? Towards the end of her speech, she said first.
Soul. Our soul.
Yeah, your own soul, right. So Toastmaster Ashwini started and ended her speech with this quote. Can anyone tell me which is the quote she used?
Speaks louder than word.
Yes, actions speak louder than words is what she said. Okay, and Toastmaster Ashwini also said, this simple action conveys warmth and friendliness. What is that simple action?
Can I go?
Yeah.
Smile.
Right, yeah, smile. Okay, with that, I hand it over to General Evaluator Saurav.
Thank you so much, Dolly. Great questions, nothing much to add, and I would just hand it over back to, again, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Chaitanya, signing off as a general evaluator.
Thank you, General Evaluator, and the Taggle team for such a great evaluation of the whole meeting. we have 5.5 minutes left and we are running out of time, but I would like to I would request our guest Dolly to just give a feedback of this meeting and how you felt about it, just for a minute.
Yes, so the meeting was good. It helped me understand the structure of the Toastmasters Club. So I have, just to give a background, I've been attending at various clubs, and this was one of the very nice and organized meeting that I felt, and it really helped me to understand the structure better. Thank you so much.
Okay, great. Meanwhile, I request Zoom Master to release the poll results as well, if it is completed.
The polls are still happening, Chaitanya. You can hand over to the PO.
Okay, great. Okay, so over to you, presiding officer Toastmaster Dolly.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chaitanya. What a meeting it was, and really learned different aspects of color. So when I read about the theme, the world of colors, and Holi, recently the Holi festival got over. So I was just thinking from that perspective, but you added a lot more aspect to it. I really learned a lot about colors today. And then such a wonderful speeches. Each speech had something critical to take away, and I really enjoyed listening to all the speeches, and even the table topics thoroughly enjoyed. Yeah, with that, I know you took that chance away from me. I wanted to call Dolly, but at least it feels nice to listen, like they say, listen to your own name. Anybody else? Did you have any other guest or anybody else who would like to share your feedback about today's meeting?
Dolly, we can also ask the new members. So Pranav has joined for the first time.
Yes, yeah.
He has raised his hand. Akib always says nice things about
Yeah.
Give him a chance.
Today, I really loved one of the report of high role tech players, and specifically one of the lines which says that we are into safe environment, but don't let that safety hurdle your growth. I mean, this is amazing. We kind of push ourselves behind that safety bar and hurdle our growth. We don't look beyond that safety protocols that we have put, but a good call out here. And over to you. This is something which I love.
Thank you, Akib. Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, the new Toastmasters, I see, do we have Pranav, Nitesh, or Ganesh? Yeah, Ganesh, do you want to share? Pranav is also here about your feedback on today's meeting. How are you feeling about the whole meeting structure, or if you have anything else to share?
Yeah, can I share? Can I share my
Yes,
view?
sure, Pranav, go ahead.
Yeah, so this is my first session as a member. So last time I attended as a guest and I found speakers were really good and it was really structured, and I felt that the evaluation also was more on the essence of what the Toastmasters is, rather than when general evaluator Saurav was telling different. I mean, he was evaluating the evaluators. I got to know there are different speeches and we need to. There are different objectives of different speeches, so we need to actually evaluate according to that. So I felt that it is a more scientific and more systematic way of approaching the speech, and we are also keeping up with the time. And I really like the way in which people were showing the slides, sharing the slides, and giving a summary of their evaluation. So going forward, I feel that I could also learn a lot from you, and we could share a lot of things with each other. So that's it, and I would like to pass over to Dolly, Toastmaster Dolly.
Thank you, Pranav. Even we look forward to you taking up roles. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think in the interest of, okay, Ganesh,
Excuse me,
you
Ganesh,
wanna-
also a new member.
yeah, Ganesh is here.
Yeah. I'm also new to Toastmasters. Basically, I have attended one session of Gabbys last Friday as a guest, and so in that meeting itself, I decided I wanted to join this club because all the speakers, the use of language, everything was really great, and I thought I could learn a lot from all the fellow members, and that is why I joined Gabbys in the first place. And today's session also was really different, and I got a lot to learn from the speeches and evaluation also. It was really great, and I'm looking forward to learn as much as possible from this club. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ganesh. I agree. We have a lot of quality speakers and there's a lot to learn from each one of you. Yeah. Okay, moving on. Okay, let me start with the taggle team role taker. Any guesses on the best taggle team role taker? No guesses?
Toastmaster Ayush.
Oh yeah, Toastmaster Ayush, you really did a great job. Congratulations. Moving on to the table topic speaker. Any guesses?
Toastmaster Mamta.
Oh yeah, right. Okay, yeah, you and I really loved her take and the switch. Just awesome work. Yeah, next, moving on to the best evaluator. Any guesses?
Dhani.
My God, all of you, just one guess and yeah,
Dhwani.
it's right. It's Toastmaster Dhwani. Congratulations. Moving on to the best role taker. Any guesses?
She general evaluator.
Okay, yeah. It's for the GE role, Saurav. Yeah. Congratulations, Saurav. Next, the final one is for the best speaker. Any guesses?
Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi.
Okay. Any other guesses? Okay. Let me reveal it. It's Toastmaster Ashwini. Many congratulations to all the winners and yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay, I think we are a little over time and did anybody else have anything to share?
We missed asking Pawan, how did he feel? He's also a new member. We asked the other two.
So sorry about it. I didn't. Okay, Pawan, yeah. Pawan, do you want to share?
Yeah, I was about to add, but later on I thought like it's to take the time.
My bad.
No, it was so thing is that like the day one, as I told last week, I was not well, and I enjoyed your this Gabby's discussions, and today it gave me more confidence when like in most of the clubs, what I see as a like people are talking more on the positive side, and it's like where rarely you will see like someone is pointing out your actual negative points, and here I see like all the evaluators has done their great job, and also on top of that the how the our Saurabh Datta has shared the evaluation on the speakers as well as the evaluator. That part I loved today as much, and I see the like value to that. Even evaluators are learning as well as speakers are learning, and the audience also. So where like the one point I also noted down when Saurav highlighted, like we always talk about like gestures and all those, but we hide the actual purpose of the speech. So that was a great point, and Saurav, you have done greatly, and you have pointed it out very correctly. Thanks a lot, and I see a lot of values in my side in coming sessions. And the excitement is how like I played cricket in the morning, and I was eager to join this meeting from yesterday. Thanks a lot to all.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pawan, for sharing your thoughts. That's nice to know. Yeah. Okay, anybody else? I don't see. Yeah, with this, I think we are good.
We can end. Closing the
Yeah, yeah. With that, I declare the meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Good day.
everyone. Have a good
Thank
day.
you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.